He is one of the greatest blood donors ever to our freedom. Now, he's been through that fire. It broke his body, but it steeled his spirit, and it made him unique among all the leaders. No other leader in America, no one today, has had his experiences, has demonstrated his guts, or is better qualified to lead America in time of war. In the military, our highest praise is for those, and we say simply, that is a person I would want with me in combat. Now, which of the candidates would you want with you in combat? You have all talk, no walk, versus all walk. Now, almost anyone who has ever served, who has been a military leader, would know this. They would know the horrible effect of opening homosexual conduct, the effect that that would have on barracks life, on the health of the military, our blood supply, recruitment, and morale. This needs to be addressed, not in a moral or religious sense, but in practical readiness terms. Senator Obama and the Democrats don't understand this. John McCain does. His position on life. You know, I must say that I'm amazed at Senator Obama's response to when life begins. He said that it was above his pay grade. So he must have a reasonable doubt. Now, as a lawyer, he knows that we would never execute even the most monstrous child or serial killer if there was a reasonable doubt. Surely there is a reasonable doubt in partial birth abortion. If he has a reasonable doubt, if it's above his pay grade, why doesn't he support innocent life? Now, as a lawyer, he also knows that intent is at the heart of the definition of any legal judgment. Now, what is the intent of abortion? And I support John McCain also, and probably primarily, because of his dedication to our sacred Constitution. We all raised our hands and swore to protect and defend the Constitution. I believe that the greatest threat to our country is not external. No country or cause is our equal. The threat, I think, is from unelected power, people I call black robe court jesters who are mutilating our Constitution. Now, if I had my way, I'd strip them of their robes, I'd take them off their thrones, and I'd put them in working clothes at the same level of the folks. One example, and this is dear to my heart, by one vote, the Supreme Court declared burning the American flag was protected speech. By one vote, they overruled the laws of our land from our birth as a nation. We are a nation of symbols. They're destroying our symbols. The Constitution is a symbol. The Ten Commandments are symbols. The flag is our greatest symbol. It's the physical embodiment of the values embedded in our Constitution. Symbols house the treasures of our life, our hopes, our dreams, our ideals. They enshrine our memories, which is the one enduring pearl of all that we own. They are also the mausoleum of all we have been. Just symbols. A wedding ring, an old boot, a uniform, a triangular flag. They warm us, they inspire us, they ring every bell in our being. Now, few have experienced the horrors of combat. Few here have. The noise, the confusion, the fatigue, the fear, the terrifying, unmistakable, indescribable, unforgettable smell of blood. But of all the horrors of combat, none is worse than the loneliness. In death and near-death experiences, the warrior is ultimately alone. Just him, his fears, and his hopes. And in their loneliness, soldiers look to symbols for comfort, a letter, a photograph, a holy medal, a lock of hair. And they look to the greatest conqueror of fear and loneliness, the greatest symbol of hope, the constant companion of our troops and their supreme inspiration, and that is Old Glory. No other symbol, nothing, says better that you are not alone. Now, John McCain has known that loneliness. He has also known the inspiration of Old Glory. In Hanoi, he had a cellmate who created from bits and pieces of clay and cloth an American flag and attached it inside his shirt. Each day the prisoners stood before that ragged flag and recited the pledge. It was the highlight of their day. It inspired them. It filled them with hope. Now the prisoner was caught. He was severely beaten. The flag was destroyed. But he was later heard to chuckle as he healed that they got the flag, but they didn't get the needle I built it with. And so he built another one. The issue is not about flag burners. We'll have them with us always, people who hate America. It's about people who said that desecrating the flag was speech, who desecrated our Constitution in doing that. John McCain knows that, and he supported an amendment which would return to the people the right to protect Old Glory. The amendment was killed by one vote. One vote. Senator Obama voted against it. And I support McCain because he's not a progressive. Progress is a good thing in America. Progressives are not. I believe that true progress is a return to the Constitution of our founders and to the values of the greatest generation. The left in America once considered communism progress. Some of them still do. Look what progressives in our courtrooms, our classrooms, our cloakrooms, and our newsrooms have done with pornography, with prayer, with the Ten Commandments, with the pledge, with Boy Scouts, with life, with racial quotas, with enemy rights on the battlefield, and with marriage. Now, I don't believe that redefining, in fact destroying marriage, is progress. In fact, I believe that sex outside of marriage between a man and a woman is a social disaster. Somebody should do a study on the social costs, the crime, the disease, the tragic human costs of sex outside of marriage between a man and a woman. Not in moral or religious terms, forget it. In terms of the bottom line, the cost must be horrendous. And finally, in the issue of judgment, now this is a laydown, really. But the judgment he showed in his pick for vice president, I dare say, I can say this, a man's woman. She's a sportswoman, a gun-toting, hockey, hoops-playing, pro-life, non-lawyer. A great mother, and she's the only practicing commander-in-chief of all the candidates. Now, my family lived in Alaska for many years. I was a Gandhi dancer on the railroad up there, and I know those people. And I will tell you that this woman is a match for the girly men in Washington. Is no chichaco either. He's a champion outdoorsman. Now what a breath of fresh air this dynamic duo will bring to the Ivy League, elite, effete, spineless halls of government. Finally, let me say John McCain is like most of America's nobility. We do not believe that we did America a favor by our service and sacrifice. We believe that God did us a favor by allowing us to be born here. We will all do America a great favor simply by allowing John McCain to lead us. God bless you.